Hey, how's it going? This is Mordechai here, giving you a quick shoe review on the Inov8 Terra Ultra G270. Now, this was my first time trying an Inov8 shoe, so I was very excited about it because I've been hearing great things about Inov8 trail shoes. Where I come from, they're not easy to find. You don't see them in a lot of stores, but I did find a store that had them. And I went with this because it sounded in the descriptions exactly what I like, which is a nimble, quick, fast trail shoe. It's, I ran for a long time, not to compare it totally with the shoe, but with the Ultra Superior. So I like kind of more of a minimalist type of shoe, not a lot of stack height. Ground feel, those are the kind of things I'm looking for. And in all the descriptions of this shoe, that's basically what I was seeing, is that it's a quick, nimble, responsive shoe with a lot of ground feel. So I said, that's right up my alley. I have to try this. And so I got a pair and I bought them. I purchased them. So let's see, if if there were more color options, I wouldn't have gone with this color choice, but they do have other color options available, like all black. That would have been more my style, but this is kind of all that was available. So I went with the green. Let's see, some things that I like about the shoe. It is light. It definitely feels quick on your feet. You're, not lugging around a heavy shoe at all. You definitely feel very light on your feet with this shoe, which is something that I tend to look for. You have some ground feel. You can feel the trails, and it's not very cushy. So if you really want something that's more of a cushion feel, this might not be the right shoe for you, but I tend to like a bit firmer, more responsive. So I do like that. But it is marketed more also for running like ultra marathons and things like that. So which the Superior is not. Most recommend the Superior as more of like a tempo runs, quicker runs, half marathon type of shoe. Even though I have run longer distance in the Superior just fine. I want something with maybe a little bit more stack height, which this has. But it's not a very cushioned shoe. If you really want something plush and cushiony, it's not exactly that. It's a pretty, tough midsole here. But that being said, it has great responsiveness. You feel like you're moving quickly, which is what I like, covering ground. The traction, I've heard some people knock the traction a little bit on like wet rocks. For me, this graphene G-grip, traction, it's got some decent lugs here. You can see pretty medium deep lugs, good enough traction for me for what I run on. So I like the traction of it. And one thing also nice, it ventilates very nice. It keeps your foot nice and cool. It's very thin. This material here is very, it's thin, yet, and it has a lot of like holes for ventilation. So you definitely feel some breeze on your feet as you run. But it's also kind of got a little bit of a shell too. So you're not sliding around. It's got good support there. In terms of foot lockdown, actually, sometimes when I'm cruising on the trails, or I went on some more aggressive terrain on this too, sometimes I wish the lockdown was a little bit better, but it's not terrible. It's pretty, it is a pretty firm kind of shell around your foot. And I can't say I was perfectly locked in, but it was somewhere in the middle, with that. And let's see. So let's get into this. So basically, just to sum up the good things, is that you feel light, you feel quick, you're well ventilated, and you've got pretty decent support, pretty decent traction. And it's kind of a sleek shoe right to your foot. It's also kind of, it's got the zero drop. So like all ultra shoes, same stack height. I love this, but if you're new to it, it takes maybe adjusting to. It's good for running form, for getting a proper, more of a midfoot toe strike as opposed to a heel strike. So I like the zero drop very much. That was also one of the things that drew me to this shoe. Inov8 does make some shoes that have a stack height, unlike Ultra, which are all zero drop shoes. So this is a zero drop shoe. I love that. And It's got a decently wide toe box, not as wide as like Ultra shoes, but your toes, I would say it's like slightly less comfortable than an Ultra, but basically your toes do have a little bit of room to splay, and you've got a bit of a wide toe box. So again, if you're coming from Ultra, you might say it's a bit narrow, but if you're running with normal, other types of shoes without the wide toe box, you might say, okay, yeah, this is a pretty good toe box. I have good room for my feet to splay out. Okay, so moving on. So in general, I really do like the shoe. It's a very fun shoe, and it's great for running the trails in. And I have taken it on, at this point, only like 10K distances, but I think I could definitely see it holding up for a good, marathon, maybe 50K. And I'm excited to hopefully do that soon. So, and I can send some updates once I do that. A few of the negatives. One, so the laces are a bit short for what the lacing tie that I like to do, the running lock that I like to do. The laces are a bit short for that. So I end up kind of tying the laces in a very, I just wish it was longer, it would make it a lot easier to tie it. I've never commented on this before, but I do think pull tabs, some shoes have the pull tabs here. I think that could be a lot easier for pulling the shoe on. Sometimes early in the morning, I'm trying to slip the shoes on before I hit the trails, and it's just kind of like, you're kind of really trying to pry it on your foot. So a pull tab could actually be a nice feature, I think. Let's see. So this could have been a totally freak occurrence, but I was running in them, maybe my 10th time running in the shoe. I hadn't run in them so many times, and a sharp rock just went right through. You can even maybe see almost all the way to my foot, and it just boom penetrated in this foam in between the lugs. So it could have been a freakishly sharp rock that hit just the right spot here, the wrong spot in between the lugs where it's foam. But I did have a rock penetration here, which hurt a bit, and it kind of left a hole in my shoe after not so many runs. So I didn't like that so much, but I still run in them. Maybe I can try to seal up that hole a little bit. But that was something that did happen. Durability. I've heard good things about the durability of these shoes. And they do seem like they're from tough, good materials. After running in them, again, I think, let's say, I think I've run about more than 50 kilometers, maybe a little less than 100 in them, somewhere in between, I would say 70, 80. It seems like it's kind of, losing its shape a little bit, getting a little bit kind of wrinkled. It doesn't seem like brand new, but there doesn't seem to be, other than the hole from the rock, that much, issues with durability. But it does seem like it's kind of wrinkling a little bit. The shape's kind of changed a little bit. Maybe it's kind of gotten more of a molded to my foot shape. Maybe it's, that's a good thing potentially, but it doesn't look like a brand new shoe after, let's say, 70 kilometers. So let's see. So again, all in all, if you like kind of a light, nimble shoe that's pretty comfortable, this is a pretty awesome shoe. I think that's why it gets good reviews across, in most places you can check. You'll see that the reviews are good because it's just fun to run it. You're flying around the trail. You have good ground feel. You're light and nimble on your feet. It's just a really fun shoe. It just, be aware of those few drawbacks I mentioned. Pull tabs would be nice. Longer laces would be nice. Maybe something that could prevent rocks coming through the shoe sometimes could be nice. And maybe a touch more support could be nice. But, those are kind of nitpicky things. In general, I love the shoe. I love running in it. And I think it's important to notice maybe some of the drawbacks if you're sensitive to those things. And so, yeah, the Terra Ultra G270 from Inov8, definitely a positive experience. My first time running with Inov8, and I'd like to try more of their shoes for sure. So thanks for stopping by, checking out the review. Catch you later.